Ever since Labour got absolutely trashed in the local and devolved elections last month, there's been questions over the future of Keir Starmer's premiership and the Labour Party in general. Those questions have been silenced a little bit by the emergence of someone who seems to be an almost automatic replacement for him, Manchester Mayor Andy Burnham. Burnham has lined himself up for a by-election fight in a local constituency after the MP agreed to step aside for him, an MP who has been closely tied to Labour together Morgan McSweeney and Keir Starmer, which would look like a pretty weird change of allegiance. But it's not the only shift in things that's happened over the course of this saga, one of which has been Andy Burnham himself, who's been marketed as a progressive warrior who might lead the Labour Party left, despite the fact that his past includes running against Ed Miliband and Jeremy Corbyn in their own fights for Labour leadership, in which he fought as a relative member of the Labour right. But in the years since, he's reinvented himself as a more left-wing figure of the Labour soft left and progressive politics. So many people have hoped that his what seems to be near coronation as the next Labour leader, if he wins the by-election, could see Labour spin left. Or at least that's what we'd hoped, until Andy Burnham started actually campaigning. Apparently the bond markets immediately started panicking about the idea of a left-wing Prime Minister, and in response, Andy Burnham ditched his left-wing credentials in terms of standing against the market being able to control how the UK manages its state finances. He also almost immediately ditched his pretty strong comments on nationalisation of water in England. This is despite the fact that nationalisation of water happened in Scotland years ago, and as a result we have a significantly better situation, both in terms of cost and supply, than England does. The U-turns also didn't stop there. He threw his support behind Burnham Mahmood's assault on immigration, an assault that is so right-wing it makes even the Tory policy on immigration look moderate. It goes far further than the Conservatives went in government to turn the UK into a place which is actively hostile to the concept of immigration of any kind. He just kept U-turning, also U-turning on the concept of benefits for immigrants, something which is fairly important to enable someone to feel any degree of safety in their lives once they've made UK a home, something important to integration. Yet more U-turns. Now he's U-turning on his previous very strong pro-EU positions to take the position that the Labour Party basically has now, which is, please don't talk about Brexit. We know that most of the public now oppose it and would support returning to the EU, but we're scared of it, despite the fact the rolling impact of Brexit is continuing to wreck our economy. And of course, where would U-turns on progressive politics be without also ditching support for the trans community? Solidarity that he had previously shown, apparently performatively, to bolster his image as Mayor of Manchester. U-turn after U-turn after U-turn from a man who has been depicting himself and is bolstered by his allies as the idea of a change candidate for Labour, someone who will bring a new face that will change the electoral prospects of a Labour Party that is struggling. But as we can see, he is a chameleon. He is whatever he needs to be at the time, and apparently what he believes he needs to be right now is just that. Simply a new face. Keir Starmer with a mask on. Keir Starmer also famously ran for Labour leader on the platform of 10 left-wing and progressive policies that he then immediately ditched in order to lead the most right-wing Labour government that the country has seen. One that is so right-wing that its immigration and trans equality policies are more right-wing than the Conservative policies that preceded them. Andy Burnham, the apparent change candidate, not only is imitating Keir Starmer's U-turns, but also his politics. This doesn't seem like it actually will provide any kind of change for Labour. And of course, after you have just been utterly battered in elections, the thing you really need is to not change at all. And when the public send you a message that what you're doing isn't good enough, and your response is more of the same, the public are going to respond with more of the same. more lost seats, more lost elections, and an end to Labour government.